So I need to go here, huh? Oh boy. Oh boy. That's a cliff. Woo! Which I'm going to jump on my bike. Oh, it's down there somewhere. Oh, they won't even let me jump that. They're like, no. We doing this, bros? Of the satrap, I only know the common tidbits. That though the position is hereditary, he is not considered a sovereign, and that despite possessing considerable authority, he wields it sparingly. Given the esteem in which locals hold him, however, it's safe to assume he's good at his job. We could do far worse for an ally. When last I visited, the city was brimming with life. I expect the tower has dampened the mood somewhat. Be it here or in Eorzea, all share in the desire to deliver the captives. Thus united, I pray we may join in common cause with the satrap. Okay. All present? Then let us proceed. Owing to the threat to the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, remain close to me at all times. Oh boy. Ooh, that's lovely.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Radz-at-Han.
I love this man when he says squats. Squats.
Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun.
Poor little JC. This kid. They set him up for failure.
The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets. But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
Here we are. Megaduta.
Oh, Mega Duda.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
Yeah, shit is going down.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside.
The Mega Duda. We should go in the Mega Duda. Nice. Yeah. Checks out. That's where I want to be.
Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
What is this going to be? Oh, that's just a guy. Okay, I thought it was going to be wild.
Splendid. Most splendid.
Eyeshadow. I love the eyeshadow look.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radz-at-Han. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
Yeah, she was taken.
A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not.
Ooh, this boy's like, I smell trash. I smell trash. Get him, Estinian. I smell trash. This boy gets it. Oh, my God. Got a bloodhound for bullshit. Let's do it.
This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Ooh.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
Is it Vitra? Is Vitra the... What?
As you wish.
Oh, he was smelling that. He was like, am I in Oz? Am I in Oz because I smell a bullshit wizard? Get him, Estinian! That's why this boy's here. That's my boy.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
I love Estinian so much.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
I, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radz-at-Han had an alliance with the dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
You don't get it, bro.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect.
I wonder who came and screwed it all up.
And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured.
Wasn't the Lalafels.
Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz-at-Han.
But if Vitra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
Bing! Got it.
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh.
Oh my god. What?
The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Radz-at-Han. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
This son of a gun. And that's why you can send the other one.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
So we can just keep creating little kids and be like, oh yeah, no, that other guy aged up and left.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses.
Not this man. Not Wormblood.
Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinian warmblood.
Oh, he gets that good dragon. Oh, yeah. Chasing the dragon. He sniffs it out.
From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another. Yet did neither one of us bear his fangs.
That's because you two about to become best friends.
That is all I need know of thee for now.
Oh my god. This man is about to fly a dragon to the moon. We're about to fly a dragon to the end of the world. I'm ready. Let's all jump on the back of a dragon and save the day. Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz-at-Han.
Yes, you want us to jump on your back and fly with you to victory?
With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
Gotcha.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings.
Yeah.
Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Padalthan and Cartanau, I am told.
Oh yeah, we be killing them all the time.
'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear.
Can I tell you, looking on this guy directly head on, it's crazy looking. This whole thing, wild looking. This face, head, wings everywhere, wild looking.
Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
I love this. Can I get this for my future home? This like planter / elephant? Oh my god. Huge fan.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales.
Let's go.
I worry, however, that even the 4 of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
I love the way they do this, like, we are aware that you have a whole series of other quests to do in an entirely different city. Come back when you're done.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Okay.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Can we talk about how his face just gets sassier and sassier looking? Oh my god. Look at this man.
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radz-at-Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
That was a dramatic moment of that song to exit on, Justinian. That boy was like, don't worry. I got you. That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but we now have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Sharlayan and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the ether right here before departing, unless, of course, you enjoy violent nausea. Can I get back into the city? Can I get back in the city? Nope. I guess I can't get back in the city. Of claws and gall. I did that one, right? All right. Back where we were. Thavnair. Look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this. So where is old Sharlayan? Whoa! 1,115! Someone get on Yoshi P about these prices. They're out of control. I'm going to need at least an hour-and-a-half explanation of why these prices are so high. In great detail and explained in relation to the game as if we were characters living in the world and not just people paying 1,115 gil, which is totally fine and not at all a problem. I'm gonna need answers. Post on forums very angrily. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, hello, Franz. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thavnair, we're back in chilly Sharlayan. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. If I died of a cold, that would be the lamest. He killed 1,000 gods. 'Twas a cold that got him. Now then, your investigation here remains. But when that's over, we can take stock of all the developments and discoveries. Thank you. Viera and his alchemists have prepared us for our foray into the tower. What we may accomplish within its twisted halls remaineth to be seen. The Sogara even languish into Lotharoid chains doth forewarn us of the nature of our foe. 'Tis the gods of Thavnair who will be summoned to thwart us. Bro, I'm gonna ride a dragon. I swear to God it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get on that guy's back and we are going to murder people. Oh yeah, and stay well. I still don't understand how you forgot that you read this stuff before. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, but now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, you'll find the archives at the western edge of the woods. I want to let you know, 3 daddies got sent to the other side of the world. They could all use a break, let me tell you. Meanwhile, a cat girl, a cat boy, 2 kids, and then a girl dressed as a cat girl or cat boy are what we need to go to a library. Send everyone to the library! That's just silly. That's just silly. I actually explored this library during the media tour. It's crazy looking. It's very lovely. Do you notice Viera's VA is the same as Gosetsu's? He finally became a dragon. Did I call that? It may not be lore accurate, but it is in my heart. He became a dragon. He became a dragon. I never heard of this Viera until now. By the way, earlier Fandaniel was talking about Owen from 5.4, the Allegan scientist trying to counter tempering. Oh, is that true? I thought he just forgot that his name was Amon. I forgot there was a guy named Owen. I forgot there was a guy named Owen. It's the guy that we got the idea for the Porksies from. I don't remember that at all. Well, I thought he just forgot that it was Amon. Or Amon. Huh? I just didn't remember that guy existed. I don't remember. I failed successfully. Yeah, I misinterpreted what he was saying. All right. My directions were easy to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of the Numenon, Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that, for the archives of the Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the great Gooba Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Sharlayan is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Yustola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alice and Alphino will help me continue my search for the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Sharlayan history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading. Right. So they were just like, make one floor. They were like, create one floor. And then the rest, you can look down and see all the other places you could have gone. But we aren't going to make that. Gotcha. The Story of Sharlayan. I will read this book. Long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Roganan man by the name of Nionkref. Nionkref was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So, he built a gigantic ship that you can visit. That still, I thought that was gonna have a purpose, but it's never had a purpose yet, right? Am I crazy? They set sail for an imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and their horror was strangely churning. Waters drove the people towards the ocean. There it was, however, that Nionkref's crew hauled them aboard his ark. But the danger had not passed. The towering wave approached, threatened to smash the vessels to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nionkref wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to the safety atop Abalthea's spine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. Saddened by the sight, Nionkref gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast, where they built a new ship intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Sharlayan we live in to this day. Good to know. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliak in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Sharlayan colony once thrived. The settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th astral era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged the gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean students took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Great Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. Yep, great. Was there nothing on this side? Don't look like it. What is that? Is that a point of interest? Can I look out here? Oh, yeah. That is a wall. That is a wall, all right. Yup. I assume it wants me to go this way then. Am I crazy? I thought there was something over here. No? Voice of Growing City. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, that's the word. A public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. A large number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions, but in the year 201 of the 6th astral era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum as we know it today conceived and created. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us to be an infinite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of the boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain, in satisfactory detail, why our own stars believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alleg who came closest to understanding the laws which govern the starry abyss. It was they who launched Garlemald and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past? That their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart, and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? Would you like to learn more? The title of the spine reads Forever 20 Summers. I thought that said Forever 21. My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed the rest of your body as you should? I, too, once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night, engrossed in a philosophical study, I had an epiphany! Exclamation point Grubhub! In order to get your Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker pizza emote, use code Endwalker. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra. I am forever 20 summers young. It really is forever 21. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19 or 23 or 40. Whatever age you were when you discovered this manual, let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, you will extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths you pursue. In the pages that follow, we explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, ethereological, and arcane viewpoint. Is that a goof on Y'shtola? Is that a Y'shtola goof? Is that what that's supposed to be? Is that confirmation? Am I getting yes? Awesome. During the chaos of the 6th Umbral Calamity, Archon Yumkref, founder of Sharlayan, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on the island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Sharlayans took to heart the words of their savior and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth in coin. And the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Sharlayan would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war and with knowledge deliver the world. Right, so everything is pointing to, like, they are focused on living to tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like the idea of, we build ourselves a bomb shelter, and we're good. I love this little guy. Bye! Bye, friend. If only we can build ourselves a bomb shelter. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. Guess I'm just waiting here, huh? Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrow at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Kryl should also be along shortly. I was delayed in a similar fashion. As you saw from the trailer, I went to a place and was like, ooh, Tales of the Star and whatnot. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mention the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if there are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read and ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I always was quite fond of reading outside. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and asked how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that Even if Alpha, that's what she calls him now. Even if Alpha and I were to return to Sharlayan, we were not to be allowed to cross the threshold. Alice, your father's a dick. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position, and that of the Forum, will lead to reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. And what of you, Graha? Have you been visiting your family, or do they not live in the city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsabard, in fact. For generations, my people have dwelt in Corvos, a coastal region opposite the island of Thavnair. The Alligans founded a city in the fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Makote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the Fifth Calamity froze the sea solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. Was that my video too? Did I? And then I had the little Makote walking. Was that my video too? Well, well, well. Well, well, well. If you watched that video, boy, were you prepared for this expansion. Boy, were you prepared for this expansion. Of course, the massive earthquakes from the Fourth Umbral Calamity, yep, braved back. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces, but Garlemald renamed the region Locus Menace? When I was a boy, a nearby town came under jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Dart? Like of Nail? I really need to get my 1.0 video out. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices have been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan Eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan Eye, I was given over to the custody of friends at the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisoix, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayans than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity? We outsiders can even learn the vaunted title of Archon. Purposity? As in purpose? Purposity? Why you got it? Koji! This is exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish it to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Here, another good reason to get to the bottom of the Forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Little. More company should be arriving any moment now. Look at this nerd. Oh, hey, book nerd. Oh, here come some more nerds. Well, we've returned with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings are quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through even every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarat firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. I'm on it. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomenon did the ancients encounter as the final days grew nigh? 'Twas a sound, it was! Yeah, their creation magics went cuckoo bananas. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors rained from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the art of creation had survived until the present day, we might have something substantial to analyze. Isn't the art of creation just crafting in this game still? To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Ishtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of summoning rituals promulgated by the Scions. No, that's not true? Alright, whatever. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? The entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. They say it began with the keening sound from the land itself. Alpha, no, you can answer this one. I'm gonna have to hold on. Keening definition. The action of wailing in grief for a dead person. Prolonged or high pitched, typically in a way of expressing grief or sorrow. Yeah, that sounds like the sound. Ah, yes. The Amotines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course. Thrust as we were into the midst of madness. Is this going to be a resolved thing in this expansion? I thought this was for sure going to be like a potential 7.0 thing. Okay. Alright. Take me down this path. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually, it resounded all across the star, and not even Amarat was spared. So the ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of the Numenon Mammoths and ask after books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? Easy. They summoned Zodiark, they summoned Hydaelyn, they knocked Gallemald out of the sky. They summoned Zodiark. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart, so many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set right. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls that intended to render unto Zodiark a trade that would allow them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have Not and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophoroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Was forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? All valid questions. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola. But 'tis time we begin studying these research papers. I'm very curious what... They really have never explained what Zodiark did, right? They said they summoned Zodiark, it stopped it. But they never explained how or why. And I hope we get, like, true answers, because it seems like... I don't know. I have questions. I have many questions. Just wait with JC, just like... Uh-oh, emote only redeemed. Uh-oh, you done goofed now. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced 1 or 2 possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urianger learned of the source's reflections from the Garen oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, the tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Kuba Library. It is even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fulshanal with knowledge of the Telophoroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant the forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. What? Not me, I don't read. You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage with the rest of your assistance. Without the rest of your assistance. If I were you, I'd steal a few quiet moments for myself. Speaking of quiet moments, I found naught of interest so far. I think Y'shtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Nothing. A appears lost in his reading. Nerd! Ugh. Oh dear, you look exhausted. What of your studies? Were you able to find any books on subjects I mentioned? Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, ma'am, enter the reference decks. We'll point you in the right direction. For the moment, I had to burp there. For a moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for some time. Ready for a tea break, Little? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down the harbor, don't you? I'm aware of it. Come, meet me near the outside tables. I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Girl, you fangirling too hard. I like it. If Graha doesn't show up like, so what are you two doing? My throuple will not be complete. So, am I interrupting? Oh, I forgot you could probably fish here. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need to break out my rod. As busy as ever, I see. How very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't you ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Thavnair. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Yup. Let's go. Although, having Alice come with me seems like a problem. But we'll do it. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, and I respectfully request you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We're simply wondering if you knew of the Thavnair. These enemies of peace have promised to end all we hold dear, and... Wait. You're that house level girl, aren't you? And this man with you is obviously a forwarder. I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to rumor. I think you'll leave me be. I've not to say the likes of you. Well, I apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Little. Look at all these people. Segatron Dreamcaster! Ooh! How you doing? Segatron? Looking like a little tiny bug man. Yeah. Looking like a little bug man. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Why is that the voice? Pray, excuse the interruption, but we're hoping you might share your thoughts on the Thavnair and their unconscionable plans. Oh, goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levelor! My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortunal, I was helping you. I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. This man's name is Dickon? Oh, it's me, Dickon. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Why is this his voice? What? Is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studio. Oh, that seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino set sail for Eorzea, but you never came back. Likely there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything's all right at home? Nope, Dad's still a big old dick. It's complicated. I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is house level all. No matter how discreet Master Foch not may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? No, can't say I has. What, like end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find, information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak to me. No, I wish there was more I could do to help. Maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down food. You might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? Lady, this is only going to work out well. That's the spirit. Pay attention. Now I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. A tea set is for the chat. I'm writing this shit down. I'm not failing this. I ain't failing shit. Tea for chatty group by Water's Edge. I ain't failing. I ain't failing. Omelette for one of the regulars. Omelette for Gisla. Regular. Outside tables. I'm not screwing this up. Okay. Behind them, you should see a Makote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Alright. Lobster. Makote. Great. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask, explain again. Good luck there. No, I got it. Yep, just me, your fellow waiter. Just me, your fellow waiter, doing a whole bunch of nothing. Oh, you're the chatty group. Chatty tea. Oh, my tea! Lovely, thank you. The Talofa, who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. The Makote was... There's no Makote here. So this is omelet for Gisla. Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. You're terrible at that. What? The Talafaroy? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The four made the right choice. I fully support our decision to remain neutral. This wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. Urbane banter with a smile. I like that one. I like urbane banter with a smile, but I believe you are the lobster? At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days. This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. Must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of the sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. By all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. These Talaferoi make good of their audacious threats. Then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such They are building a doomsday bunker! Watch the harbor, you'll see what I mean. They're carrying loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before, not like this. They're building that doomsday bunker. Gonna keep all the things in the doomsday bunker. By the way, can I tell you about an article I read the other day? This has nothing to do with Final Fantasy, but definitely has to do with the Doomsday Bunker. While I finish the rest of this Coke and move on to the water I should have been drinking. So, I read an article about climate scientist, a guy who used to work for the World Wildlife Foundation. I was about to call it Federation, but I don't think they make them wrestle. And he quit, and he went on I'm gonna go find out about climate change and stuff, right? And he wrote an article, and if you want to get really depressed, the article straight up is it's too late. The article is all those things where it was we can still change things. No, that's not true. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. It's too late. And he's what people of the world need to do is band together and figure out ways to get people water and take care of each other, because it's going to get bad and we're all screwed, right? He's we're all screwed. So we need to it's going to happen in third world countries first, and then it's going to trickle into second, and then first world, and then it's just a matter of time. He's it's a very interesting article, very depressing. But one of the points he makes in it is in New Zealand, billionaires are buying up land to build doomsday relief bunkers and wait out the end of the world. And he's I just want to pose a question to those billionaires. If you build these bunkers and you have security that watches over them, when money no longer matters and everyone's just trying to find water and keep their families safe, who will protect you? He's they will turn on you so fast. And I just want to say, I'm thinking about that right now. He's yeah, no, you're all doomed. He's you're totally screwed. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. Anyway, moving along. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Am I going to drink that coffee, or am I just going to put it in my pocket? Well, alright. Let's enjoy our drink somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle? Away from the gossips and the wagging tongues? Can we just talk about how, from one person with an amazing glam, me, to you, Tallycat Ashwood, this is a great glam. The hair, everything's matching. Killing it. You're killing it, Tallycat. You're killing it. Looking great. What a good glam. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Those are about to be
When
on
our
the
father
Square Enix
disowned
store.
us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Right place, right time. Ooh! It needed to turn out the way it did, or else we would not have seen this.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Girl, what?
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Oh, so maybe, all right. Maybe they might not know of like the complexity or the like grandioseness of the End of Days, but maybe they're assuming it's just another calamity, and they're like, look, we've done this calamity thing before. We'll just go down into our bunker and hide out. It's all good. Don't worry.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Can you reach for my coffee? It's too far away from me. Also, they're going to sell those on the Square Enix store, right? Like, that's 100% happening. Right? Ooh. I know where this elevator is, I think. Because I saw it in the, We should tell the others what we learned about the Gleaners. Go on to Numenon. I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Cups you can purchase right now on squareenix.com/merchandise. I don't know what the website is. I told Dan I want Tataru playing the bongos emote. But Dan's out of town at the moment. He's still hanging out with Crendor like a big nerd. So, oh my god, I went the wrong way. But whenever Dan gets back, I want Tataru playing the bongos. Bing. Welcome back, little. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Look, lady, it's about to get crazy. Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Jistola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what little Analysei learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet, my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that destruction can be, the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service of the Forum's secret ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves, and if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Anything would be better than burying my head in another dusty book. I understand not everyone is a studious type. Consider this a welcome change of pace, then. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That'd be a great help. Thank you, Raha. You think because she wears cat ears, she can get away with calling him Raha and no one complains? Just saying. She says Jistola. I'm just saying. Let's head down the stairs. And you're going to say, oh, but Jesse, they're friends. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's head down the stairs over there and I'll show you where the entrance is. Two Red Mage, best buddies, off on adventures and Red Mage stuff. What will they do? Who knows the Red Mages? Everyone watches them flip and stuff. Red Mage buddies. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Yeah. Off we go. Oh, we RP walking? Okay. I'm still a faster RP walker? Alisei. It's pleasant here among the trees. But we really should move along. Good point. It's like taking your child for a walk. Now we run. Try to keep up. I'm not even gonna try to run. Oh, I should. Oh, I should try to run. Can we talk about the amount of steps she takes versus the amount of steps I take? I feel like she runs very quickly because she moves her feet faster, but Lil JC just throws his body through the air. Each step is like he's lifting off. Up here. Look how fast her feet move versus mine. I'm like rocketing through the air. Push, 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 push. She's like, meow. And I was like, yo. The rostra. Not far now. Push, 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 push. Look at her. Look at her little feetsies versus mine. You'll never look at how a Lalafell runs again the same way. Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make your life easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. So, is this are we already at the end of this segment? Oh my god, this seems very quick. Yep, here's the elevator I found. When I was here before, the elevators were literally like, if you got close to them, they were like, don't get close to these elevators, you idiots. I was like, oh shit. How did the Forum learn of the final day? How did the Forum learn of the final days? And exactly how much do they know? More to the point. More to the point. I discovered all this on Pornhub. More to the point. It's not why I was on there. More to the point, don't ask where I discovered this information, but Rule 34 is a thing. So dumb. More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to that at least one of the questions lies below. I've not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. You didn't take a wrong turn at the roster tree there, did you? I doubt the Forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. Oh, I was gonna. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone into the lift and down we go. I can't wait to see this. I'm hyped to see this.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge, buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
I like how he showed up at night. The most impressive time to see a false sun. Is
Not
it
what you
working?
expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
I like that guy. I like the little tiny cleaner.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Uh-oh.
Did you call to me just now?
Girl, what?
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Get this Lala to Kairugan. I don't know. Picked a great time to come here. They made it rain here? That is impressive. That actually is impressive. That's brilliant, actually. I was joking before, but that's actually brilliant. Ooh, this place is huge. All right, Stola. Nay, I am not shirking my duties. I've not been down here in an age, and wish to get my bearings before we went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, it is not obviously out of place. It seems we shall have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. It must be the dust out here. It must be the dust. It's so dusty. Or I'm allergic to fake rain. Ugh. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058, cumin seeds 1059, snurbbleberry 1060, or were they 1061? Ah, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. More loads we take out than carry in? Oh, why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Corthan carrots for the Garabanian carrots? What then? Large shipments are coming in and out. I'm learning things. Oh, I like Mender. He's a good guy. Repair me, Mender. Alright, bye, Mender. No, Lotto. No, Lotto. I just started as a gleaner, so I don't mind handling menial chores. Any experience is good experience, right? I'll do whatever it takes, so that one day they'll trust me with the veteran requests to take you all over the world. Oh, that will take you all over the world. You're here to help or give me more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. You were just idle... One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Aaronville taught you about exhausted gleaners. Okay. Now I'll say what's going on. Uh-oh. Can I switch you back now? Can I switch you back now? I'll say. Fascinating. But can we go back to what you were saying earlier? Yup. Dobbin? You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I'll haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort of tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion? You guys got put back. You got put back in your thing. Oh my god. Well, my apologies. Put back in your place. Yup. 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 So, this grand operation began without warning. And for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else? That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. Your game, Little, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightened conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. He's right there. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! You wish to help me find the marmots? I have nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. That's me! Goodness of his heart, JC. The name is Aaronville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of the Nagyan marmots is a trial I've no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For mercy, there's no more marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so you'll need to widen your search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't... Why do they have beasts out there that wouldn't hesitate to... Sharlayans! But I can drive my bike. There's flying in here in this domed world. Lovely. Who the shit is that? That's a Troades. a grizzled mouse. Lovely. Oh no! I thought that guy got smoked, but he did not get smoked. What? No! Get Shrek's troll. I do not like this guy. What is happening? Well, I don't know about this dude, but I know this is here. Guy wiggled to death. That man straight up wiggled to death. Oh, hello. Oh, son of a... So it wasn't up here? No, it's right there. Ooh, Lord. You thought you could escape me? Get captured! Squeak, squeak. Nice. Nice. What a dumb idiot. I didn't expect Labyrinthos to be a zone. I thought it was going to be a dungeon. I'm nowhere close to where I thought. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go in this dungeon. It's going to be like, can't do the dungeon yet. And that's going to pop me out. And then I'll be like, go back to the other place. This is a zone. I was not ready for this. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Oh, there's the odd moment out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's too much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? Oh, yeah. Or this. What we do with the marmots now, I think, is a little easier. That's for the Forum to decide. They're guiding authority behind Labyrinthos, after all, and this job is but one small part of this great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the two conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. Still raining. There you are, little. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I'm Kryle of the Students of Aldessian. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That's why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped, but by seeing the decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry I can't offer you more for your services. Dude, I got like a flight path thing. Everything's great. Don't worry about it. Did you learn anything new from your friend here? Yeah, of course. So, we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. Nobody has. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun. Oh boy, words. The Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Loferoi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners kept abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, I'm inclined to trust their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos, its archives, could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but waiting for the right time to put it into effect. The Loferoi's declaration was what set it all in motion. Seems likely, but let's not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos, and the more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to XIV? From there we can reach the lower... Whoa! Kryle, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then. Kryle. At least allow me to take the lead. Fairly certain I remember the way to Argion. We follow the path east, through the forest, where you were chasing after that mouse or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. We've met. What? You literally are in pain. Stop saying you're fine. We gotta have a conversation about openness. We have to have a conversation about openness between friends, dear. Oi.